You want me to put that on my tudger?
Harry's wife. Spotify loves Kate. Harry's wife explodes. We now turn to the Scottish Daily Express. Okay, Farquhar, will you pass the salt and pepper? It leads in an article by Ben Borland with the headline, Harry's wife watching closely as rumours swirl over rival Kate Middleton Spotify podcast. What fresh hell is this for Harry's wife? Not only has Spotify told her to foxtrot Oscar as a consequence of the shitty and limited output that she engaged in, but is it going to then sign up the nemesis? You can hear the smashing plates and the shrieks of fury travelling across the Atlantic from Montecito. Having made their way across the fair nation of the United States, they then hit the surf and head over to Blighty. With the Duke and Duchess of Sussex parting company with Spotify, or rather being bulleted, one outlet is reporting that the Princess of Wales could release another podcast after a successful debut 3 years ago. Reports have emerged to suggest that Spotify could be considering a sensational swoop to sign up Kate Middleton for a new royal podcast. It comes after Harry's wife's own Arsey Wipes pod came to an end after just 12 episodes. This would be disastrous news for Harry's wife. First of all, there is the wounding caused by Spotify saying, no more, thank you very much, and you're not getting the money. That is bad enough, but of course then that becomes amplified as people around the world report upon it and comment upon it. Thus, it creates a tsunami of challenges for Harry's wife. But then, talk about pouring salt into the proverbial wound, the suggestion that the nemesis is going to be signed up by the very organisation which said, no thank you, Harry's wife, your material is quite frankly a pile of pants, is something that would again threaten the control of Harry's wife and cause her massive wounding. Remember, Harry's wife believes that she's uber talented, that she is the voice of broadcasting, that she is not only a honeyed-voiced broadcaster, who of course actually attempts to sound like a telephone sex worker, but that her material is beyond compare. And for Spotify to have the audacity of saying, don't want any more, and then turning around and saying, well, actually, why don't we get the Princess of Wales in to do a bit of podcasting, is news that will strike horror into the heart of Harry's wife. It will ignite her fury. Now, she's not going to contact Spotify and say, what the fuck are you playing at? You shouldn't have got rid of me, and what are you doing giving it to the nemesis? I'm going to come and burn down your offices. Her narcissism will not take her in that direction because of facade management and the fact that it would recognise that it's unlikely to get anywhere with Spotify. Thus, that direct assertion of control isn't going to work. She will instead dole out much wailing and gnashing of teeth in the Montecito mansion, complaining to Harry. Harry, of course, will stand there rather furtive, hiding the printout of Kate in her wow golden dress. After he'd been pulling his pud down at the chicken coop over it, he can't let his mistress and handler see that he's been looking at Catherine again. Instead, he'll have to tug a ginger forelock, acknowledging that this is a terrible move by Spotify, my little pumpernickel. And, yeah, they don't know what they're doing. No, don't think Kate would be very good at it at all. Should have stayed with you. My light of my life, my flower in bloom. And thus she will gain an indirect assertion of control over Spotify and over Catherine. The article continues by explaining that Harry's wife and her husband, Prince Harry, signed a deal said to be worth £18 million with Spotify in 2020. Through their Archwell Media firm. However, they have now mutually agreed to part ways, and Archwell will be looking for other partners for future audio projects. Well, there we are. On Tuesday night, the News International reported speculations that Spotify could sign a mega deal with Prince William's charming wife, Kate Middleton. The report suggested that royal fans would find the move surprising, adding that rumours were swirling. It also correctly pointed out that the Princess of Wales had taken part in Giovanni Fletcher's Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast in 2020. In it, she discussed pregnancy, morning sickness, and the guilt she felt as she tried to balance royal duties with bringing up her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Giovanni said later, "I just think she's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see what she does for early years and the work that she continues to do because there's so much passion there. She's so aware of things that are going on and only good things can come from that." However, the News International had no spokespeople or sources quoted in the article, and it appears to be little more than guesswork at this stage. The supposed rivalry between the sisters-in-law has kept people intrigued for years, with Harry confirming some minor disagreements in his bombshell spare memoir. Even if they are not considering a podcast, Princess Catherine and her husband Prince William have stepped up their social media game in recent weeks, with a blitz of behind-the-scenes footage on their Twitter, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram accounts. One video, which was posted to their YouTube channel, even gave a sneak peek inside their Kensington Palace home, getting ready to attend the King's coronation. Speaking to the Daily Mail's Palace Confidential show, royal correspondent Rebecca English explained, "The Waleses have been looking at this for a while, and they've really ramped it up since Easter. How do we tell our story to younger people, and how do we engage them and show people what we are doing? Not just us as a family, but the work we are doing and the difference we are trying to make, whether it is homelessness, mental health, education, or the environment." Once again, Catherine does something, and as a combination of having some talent, but moreover, because she understands how to engage with people in a meaningful fashion, that she doesn't regularly tell lies, that she doesn't engage in behaviour that affronts people other than the demented sugars. It means that she's liked, and people respond more favourably towards her, and they recognise that people as a whole will respond favourably to her, making her a potential asset with regard to the relevant organisation, body, charity, or broadcaster. Meanwhile, Harry's wife explodes at the potential that the nemesis will be doing something that she thinks she can do and should do, but has been seen by so many people to have failed at. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.